So where have we been? Where have you guys been? The truth is, this was a really weird time for someone like me having a YouTube channel and also wanting to travel and explore things on my own. I didn't have a cell signal. I didn't have any way to upload videos. There was a lot of editing I couldn't even do. I couldn't send text messages. I couldn't access my Patreon, which is where I like to go first to kind of tell people like where we are, like more like minute to minute, like real time, like where we are. And so that was a little frustrating for me. I got over it pretty quick because I was having a good time. And you're going to see where we were. You will see where we were. This is a little bit of a hint because I keep referring to where we were as camping on the moon. And if you didn't know, there are viruses on the moon. I got sick. If you can't tell, I'm just kind of recovering now. So we did pick up some weird moon virus. So stay tuned for that video. And you can see I'm back with Mr. Echo. Once again, we're reunited. So where I was, I didn't have the dogs with me. I was completely alone. Well, not completely alone. So I shot a series of videos the last few weeks, and I was meaning to continue the story where the last episode on the Got Out channel ended. We were just leaving Arizona, heading into Utah, and I just finished the next video, which brings us into Utah, which you're going to see. The thing is, that happened, some time ago. But since I wasn't able to upload, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to continue the videos from where we left off. So you'll see the continuing story, and eventually you'll get to see our moonscape adventure. And it's funny because when I was on the moon, which I'm going to keep calling it that because I want to keep you in a little bit of suspense as to where I was and what I was doing and how things went. Things didn't go as planned, obviously. I had a few products sent from sponsors to review, and most of those actually worked pretty good. One of them was a total failure. Total failure. I mean, it kind of sucked. And that's just kind of one of the things I'm going to have to learn to deal with, like when I'm dealing with sponsors. Because now that I'm back from my trip here in the trailer, I got to contact these sponsors, and this one, I'm going to have to tell them, hey, I tried to review your product where I was camped, just as I planned, but the product failed, and they're going to be kind of upset because it was sort of an expensive product that they sent me, but the product is no good. Like, I now have this huge item that's heavy. It's got a huge battery in it, and man, it worked awesome for a little while, but now it's just this gigantic dead weight that I have to get rid of. So I'll have to figure that out on my channel. It's just kind of these things you learn about as you're creating a channel. And so one of the things I learned now is when I don't have a cell signal, you all are just sort of left in this sort of state of suspended animation and suspense of what happened, where is he, are his dogs okay? And I got so many emails from you guys. I haven't even been able to read all of them yet. Some of you sent messages on Patreon or messages through YouTube, and I think that's really cool. I can tell you guys kind of want to know what's going on with the story and where we're camping and what the whole situation is. But when I can't get a message out, I literally can't get a message out. So I was in oblivion. I had no idea that people were messaging me, wondering about the channel. Is the channel dead? Are you going to keep making videos? And so now that I'm back in a trailer, I have a better cell signal. I can sort of start to answer some of those emails and say thank you, you know, for keeping track of the channel and hoping that I was going to release a new video. And that's what you're getting today. This is the latest video. I just want to go through some of the issues that I had and fill you in a little bit and let you know that you're going to start seeing regular videos again. This is a rare thing for me to not have a cell signal. You know, I do live full-time traveling, almost always in the trailer with the dogs. And it's amazing because we almost always have a really good cell signal. It doesn't happen very often where I'm literally off the grid in every single way possible, but it does happen from time to time. And I wanted to take advantage of this time of year and this opportunity that I had to go camping where I went. And that's why I did it. And I shot some videos so you can all learn about that adventure. All right, so let's go outside. I'm going to show you some of the equipment that I brought with, and you can see what I'm dealing with. I know this is not the most exciting video. Here is the defunct piece of equipment. It's wrapped up in a tarp because it is covered in moon dust right now. And when that moon dust interacts with the moisture in the air or rain, then it just turns to instant rust. So I'm trying to protect it as much as I can, which is stupid because it's trash. I mean, I'm going to throw this thing away unless the sponsor wants me to send it back to them or something like that. Hey, you can see these bins. This is basically how I traveled with my gear. This is a washing machine. I'm washing my clothes right now. When you leave the moon, you need to wash your clothes over and over and over using a special treatment, which is known as vinegar. And what that does is that gets the dust, which is alkaline dust, it kind of loosens it and keeps it from interacting with moisture and metal. So these bins are filthy. Everything inside of them is filthy. I don't even want to touch it right now. A lot of you guys were asking about Dodger, and Dodger is doing great. They were without me for 3 weeks. I mean, I was without them for 3 weeks. They were fine. They had a good time. They would have hated where I was camped. It was actually really good for them to not have to be where I was. They would have hated it. In fact, I was just doing my laundry and it's just coated in dust. I was shaking out one of my socks and just dust keeps pouring out and pouring out. You shake it, more dust keeps coming out. It's like endless dust just coming out. It's just the finest, it's like baby powder. And Dodger caught a whiff of it and he just started coughing and just like started trotting away. He's like, I don't want any part of that dust. He would have hated it there. That's why they didn't go. If you're new here on the channel, I travel full-time with my dogs and I'm just trying to show you guys different ways to live and different ways to explore without spending too much money and being safe. It kind of sucked not being able to communicate with you all and even just like read your comments. And it sucked not being able to update where I was, what I was doing, how the dogs were, and our plans for the future. Hopefully I won't be in that situation again. But what we're going to do now is we're going to start showing you all the videos that have led up until today. And there's quite a few. I don't even want to say how many videos there are, but there's a lot. And there's some really good ones. We had some really great adventures along the way. And then when I split up from the dogs and do my own thing for a few weeks, there's some exciting videos there that you'll see, and a completely different style of camping. If you've seen the Patreon, you've seen a little bit of it, because I was able to post one video the other day, and I'm going to keep up with that, so you can look there as well. Now this machine, I haven't shown much on the channel, but man, this thing works great. What I do is I put it in the shower here in the trailer, and so I travel with it. So I always have a way to do laundry if I need to. And this thing, it actually works pretty good, you know. I don't usually put hot water in it, which is the only downside. Over here is a spinner, and this spins it, and it spins it fairly dry, you know. It's not bone dry, but it spins it dry enough that you can just hang it out for a little while, and then you'll have dry clothes. So now I'm going through all my moon clothing, and you can see how just dusty this stuff is. And here's one of the products that EBL sent, and this thing, man, this thing actually worked really well. I'm going to keep this as part of my regular kit. It's small, it's lightweight. They even sent a solar panel, and you'll see me use that. You can see how dusty it is. I got to clean this thing too, because this thing can get ruined just from that dust, that alkaline dust. So what you have to do is you have to brush off the dust first. And I mean, if you see in the video, this thing was coated. I mean, you couldn't even see the black. It was just covered in dust. You brush it off, and then you wipe it down with vinegar, wipe it down again, wipe it down a third time, and then you should be good to go. You also kind of want to blow out the vent as best as you can to get any loose dust out of there. You'll see this coming up, and like I said, they sent this to me free of charge. You know, they didn't pay me for the review, but they did send it to me at no cost, and it turned out that I really love this thing. I mean, that thing saved my life. That was the only power system that I had for 3 weeks. I mean, literally, that was all the power I had. Right here was this thing, and I could use this to charge everything I needed to. And I was even able to run my little 12-volt fan with this right here. I just plugged in my fan right in there. This is something you got to clean out as well, because that's full of dust, and that'll rust out if I don't clean it. But this thing basically helped keep me cool. It gave me light, because there's actually lights on it, and I was able to charge auxiliary lights. I was able to charge my headlamp. I had an e-bike. This thing charged my e-bike with the solar panel. So I mean, I was living off of solar power, and I didn't need anything more than this right here. That's all I needed. So just a little filling you guys in. It's been 3 weeks. Usually I do 3 videos a week. So we're about 10 or more videos behind. So stay tuned, you guys. Hit that like button. Let us know you're watching. We like to know you're watching. And the next video you're going to see here in a couple days is going to be the continuation of the story. And we're going to get right back into it. And you're going to see the story continue. You see all of our adventures. I found some really cool camping spots. One of my favorite spots you're going to see here in probably 3 or 4 videos down the road. I found a brand new spot in Utah, which was awesome. Just awesome. I also did some camping at RV parks, which was not my usual way to go, but trying to beat the heat, I ended up using some RV parks along the way. And then also I decided to just camp in the desert, even though it was super hot. But you'll see how I managed to do that. I had a few little mishaps along the way. Nothing actually really big that I can remember. But there are definitely some things for you to watch and be entertained by, as me and the dogs make a lot of mistakes. I'm trying to think if there was anything else you know, it's just really weird having a channel and posting regularly and then not being able to post. And you can tell I feel kind of bad about that because you guys are a great audience and you guys really watch my videos, and that makes me feel so good that you all are getting something out of it. And I can tell that some people are motivated a little bit, at least, by our videos to kind of do their own thing as far as camping in the outdoors or spending time with your dogs or traveling or just trying something new. So stick with us, and I'll see you guys in the next video.